Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Wendling Farms. Well, I just opened up the heater valves here on this truck. What that does is allows the coolant to get to the heater core. Definitely gonna probably want some heat in this thing this week because it's chilly out. The only problem is now is if you want some air conditioner in that truck, you're not really gonna get it. Although it's cool enough throughout the days now that it would probably naturally just blow out some cooler air, but in the summertime, you gotta close the valves. In the wintertime, you gotta open them up. So yesterday we got done fairly early, and we got everything ready to go yesterday evening, which is really nice because then we show up here today and we just get in the combines and go. We loaded everything up yesterday, so we're waiting for trucks to get dumped, carts to get empty, and then we can start shelling corn. It's nice getting things ready the night before because then you can just show up in the morning and get a few things done that you need to, and whenever it's time to hop in the combine, just get in and go.
Is my rear strobe light working? I don't think any of them are working, Michael.
Your rear and your right side are spinning, but there's no light. And your left one's just got light. What's really nice about those strobes is whenever we're in the field, they'll light up whenever you're 3/4 full. So the carts can all see, oh, he needs to dump here soon. Yeah, nighttime you're not gonna know at all. Those are things you don't know how handy they are until something goes wrong. It's just handy to have those lights turn on whenever the combine's getting full. I mean, we do have radios, so it's pretty easy just to say, hey, I need to dump, but need to get some new beacons on that thing. Well, this week, Frito Lay is getting busy already. Today's Monday morning, and there's quite a few trucks already there. I figured this week would get busy in there. Last week, we had the place to ourselves, so we got a lot done last week. I don't know, if it gets too busy, we're not gonna be able to run 2 machines. There's a load. There's more than a load. Hey Dad, don't go anywhere yet. Flagpoles need some greasers on there or something. They start to get worn out and they don't want to turn as well. Alrighty, here we go. Sure is nice having a breeze out here because now I'm not going to have a big pile of stalks on my feeder house. Well, we're just gonna have to park one of the combines. Frito Lay's busy and one of our trucks is down, so we're only running 3 right now. So no sense in running for a little bit and then stopping and waiting. So we're gonna park the 8-row and run with the 12.
Got a cockpit.
Whoa, hello. Keep her straight. I've been having some problems with my true sight. I've got it running right now, but sometimes, well, look at that. See, it doesn't want to steer very well. So I usually go back and forth for steering it and then turning it on. I think it's the brains of the system that needs replaced. There's a big silver box like that basically controls the whole thing, but it's buried underneath this buddy seat. You got to take the whole buddy seat apart now to get to that. I didn't really want to screw with it, so I'm just gonna get through the rest of this year with doing what I've been doing, either using it once in a while or just steering it. It's not very hard to steer it at all. You hardly even have to steer it. But yeah, I tried to do a calibration on it and it said movement to the right failed. So, I don't know. We checked everything. The main sensor down there, the main feeler down there, it's all fine. This control box up here is fine. So we're thinking maybe it's the brains of the operation. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have anything on right now and it almost steers it fine. Why even pay for guidance? Shoot, look at this. I mean, this does great. Does better without the guidance. Yeah, it just surprises me how well this actually steers itself without any guidance on. Yeah, Frito Lay's getting busy. We just shut down the other combine, and yeah, I don't know. We might be going to a bin this afternoon. Even though we're going to go to a bin, we'll probably still just run one machine because we still have 3 trucks. So you can't run 3 trucks and 2 combines unless you are right next to the elevator. Can't keep the corn away. Probably run 2 carts though. 2 carts, 1 12-row, 3 trucks. So one year we set this auger up, and I was sitting up here right before we were gonna dump a truck, and we wanted to turn it on just to make sure everything was fine. And as I was sitting here, we turned it on, and a big old raccoon dropped right in front of me. So it scared the heck out of me. I ran down the side of the bin, and it jumped out of this up on top of the bin, and it slid all the way down. It walked with a little bit of a limp after that. It was a big one. So we're pretty much set up here. I like to take a bungee cord and just kind of tilt this up a little bit. The corn, when it comes through, it's going to put some pressure on this spout, and it's going to kind of angle it down a little bit. So most of the corn comes out on this back side, so looks like we're going to be lined up pretty good. I got to take some ratchet straps on the side of the auger and ratchet it down to the bin, just so it stays nice and secure, and then we can set up our drive over pit and we're good. And then we're going to start loading the bin. Opening up a new field. We're going to see how we get along with just one machine rolling. If we've only got, man, I can't talk today. If we've got trucks always lined up here waiting at the field, then we'll probably fire the other machine up. But I don't know. As of right now, we just got one machine going, and we're going to go from there. So it's just me out here running the combine and 2 carts and 3 trucks. And I'm full. We're breaking through. We're not gonna make it. I'm 3/4 full. Can't see nothing out of that thing. But I'm 3/4 full, and I have to move over and empty out so I can make it. That reel finger's off. Actually, those 2 reel fingers are off. All the other ones are lined up perfect. Then we got these 2 that are out of sync. There's some rollers here on the end of the corn head, and in order to have those on, you gotta run the reel. So that's why I usually run the reel. But yeah, if your head fluffs up or you get any morning glory caught in your rows, you can drop that down and feed it through, which is pretty handy. You don't have to get out. And I'm full, so I better stop. So since I can't make it through, I just notch over like this. Get back over here where I was picking. And then the cart will pull up over here so I can dump on them. There was a video on TikTok. A guy was asking, or it was, I don't know if it was TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, it was something. One of those social media platforms. Guy was asking, do you notch over left or right? And which one's better? Well, me personally, I like to notch over to the left because when you notch over to your left, the cart pulls up here, and when you're done unloading, you can just drop the head and go. Now, if you notch over to the right, then when you're done unloading, now the cart's got to back up, and you got to pull back over so that you can get back on the rows you were picking on. Now, I suppose if you notched over to the right, when you're done unloading, you could just go right ahead, and then when you turn back at the end and head the other direction, you would just make a switch. But then halfway you're through, you're not going to be able to unload on the go. So, yeah, I personally think it's better to notch over to the left, but that's just my personal opinion. That's just the way I do it. But see, now I just got done unloading, so now I fire everything up, drop the head, and start going. So basically, the only thing you gain by notching over to the left is not having to wait on the cart to back out for you to get back in your rows and start going. Now surely I'll be able to make it to the end now. These are long throughs. I did start out empty before I broke through, if anybody was wondering. We should make it up to the end. It's going to be a full hopper, but we should be able to get there. I made it. I made her through. So far, this one combine's been keeping some stuff moving. Over 4,000 bushel an hour. This thing's a corn-eating machine. I'm gonna wear my clean green elevator out after this field. Holy cow. A little after 6 o'clock and the sun's down. Before we know it, it'll be doing that at 5 o'clock when the time changes. He's going to have more than a load on this one. One, two, three, four, five, six. All right, big dog, you're loaded. Making my last through up to the road. Should have the cart filled up by then. Alrighty, well, we're gonna go take these things over here. Combine and carts are gonna stay here in the field overnight. I'm gonna blow all this off the corn head and the feeder house real quick. And then we're out of here. All right, everybody, that's it for this video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.